The Guardians of the Galaxy have been through hell and back, and the team is currently disbanded, basically. So what will Peter Quill do when an old friend of his, Gamora, is being hunted to death? This is the Comicstorian channel where I take some of your favorite trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. We do this to give you a synopsis of your favorite storylines so that you know what is going on, but you can buy the book still and gain more context, or get the next issue and understand what was going on in the last issue. We make slight alterations to the panels, text, and images to prevent copyright problems, and I hope you guys enjoy my little narration. Now today we're going to be doing a full story, which is us collecting a lot of videos we did over the course of a couple of months. And today is going to be 12 issues of Donny Cates' Guardians of the Galaxy run, picking up after the Guardians have mostly disbanded as I said. But if you enjoyed this video, click that bell to turn on notifications and join the Comicstorian army today by subscribing. Now let's get into the story. In the deep reaches of the hidden star fields of Sector X aboard the Sanctuary, Thanos' brother Eros gathers many of the galaxy's best warriors to discuss a grave matter. The galaxy is broken and hundreds of worlds are at war. Never has there been such hatred or division among the various houses and tribes across the cosmos. This is why here the Kree, Skrull, Shi'ar, and Asgardians will bear witness to the last will and testament of the mad titan Thanos, murdered recently. They all know Thanos, or rather, knew him. It is true, Thanos is dead, examined several times to confirm. But let them pray for whatever world he is in now, and perhaps save a prayer for themselves as well. They have not gathered here for celebration of a felled titan. It is to play Thanos' final message. As Eros presses a button, a projection of Thanos looming over all of those in attendance appears, and he tells everyone that he is sure a great number of them are here to celebrate the passing of their greatest foe. That they are to believe that this will be his final words spoken, his testament. A requiem, as it were. However, this is untrue. As hard as it is for me to believe that I no longer exist, Thanos prepares for everything. This is not how Thanos will die. No, I will join death at her side, and it will be on my terms that I alone will dictate. I have never lived a common life, and I will never die a common death. As such, I have taken measures to have my consciousness uploaded and implanted into the mind of another upon my untimely demise. My only regret is that I won't be about to see you all scrambling to find my new body. To not be there to see you rip one another apart to prevent my final gauntlet. Good luck. The projection fades and Eros tells everyone that he has assembled them here because they know the things that must be done. They will face difficult choices and they must. Phyla Vale stops him, asking, "What about the Guardians of the Galaxy? Where are they?" Meanwhile, in the middle of nowhere, on their way to nowhere, floating splinters drift around Star-Lord as he tries to take a sip of his beer while listening to a rather annoying scratching sound. After a few minutes of it, he yells, "For the last time, will you knock it off with the sawdust already?" A punkish-looking Groot with a spiked wooden mohawk says, "Screw you," except a lot more colorful. Groot goes back to carving the spines on his shoulders as Star-Lord calls to prepare for docking, and as he checks in with Control, he doesn't get an answer. Star-Lord asks again, but Groot tells him, "Shut up and look. Nowhere is gone." Back on Sanctuary, Eros says that he is afraid, that they're going to have to kill quite a few people. Beta Ray Bill yells, "This is madness! We have no idea if Thanos is even telling the truth!" And Silver Surfer chimes in, "We cannot take the chance if Thanos is to be reborn. We must hear Eros out." Gladiator tells everyone that the Surfer is right. Imagine they had the capacity to end Thanos' life as a child. How much pain and misery would this universe have been spared? The Cosmic Ghost Rider pours himself a drink and scoffs. "I knew I should have shot the damn baby in the face." Eros then brings up a list of potential threats and the people that Thanos could possibly put himself into, but says that there is one among these people that would be the ideal choice, their most obvious candidate. Before they do anything else, Gamora must die. Phyla Vale yells, "I knew it! I always wanted to kill that lunatic the first chance that I had when Moondragon and I arrived in this insane universe." Moondragon pulls her back, asking what is she saying. They're gonna hunt people down because of the actions of their parents. They have no evidence. How are they just going to take Thanos' word for it? Does that sound sane to anyone? Ghost Rider chimes in. The kid's got a point. If we start walking down that path, it could be anyone in this room, right? I mean, come on. Thanos coming to his own funeral to watch folks fight over him wouldn't be the craziest thing I've ever seen. Just then, everyone in the room turns to look past Ghost Rider out into space to see the giant celestial head of nowhere getting ready to blast into them. Ghost Rider pops his helmet on, telling them, okay, that might be the craziest thing I've ever seen. As the floating head rips apart Sanctuary, the Outrider hordes begin to flood in and everyone quickly begins to fight back the threat. While battling, Corsair notices something and tells everyone to look. The Black Order is here! Anchors are fired into Thanos' body, and Proxima Midnight tells everyone to get ready, firing her black hole missile. Soon the missile explodes and the Surfer yells that they've ripped a hole in the fabric of space. Hold on! The Black Order secures Thanos' body, many of the warriors trying to stop them, but ultimately everyone gets sucked into the black hole, and at that moment, Bill's Stormbringer hammer pierces through the black hole, rocketing out, heading straight into the oncoming ship of Star-Lord. The hammer crashes through the windshield, and Star-Lord tells Groot, "Grab hold! Looks like we just fell into a rescue mission." Groot begins to pull up on the chain, and from the black hole, Bill emerges. Star-Lord asks if that's Beta Ray Bill. How is that even possible? Wait, he's holding on to someone. The two watch as Beta Ray Bill, getting pulled out of the black hole, carries out Moondragon and Phyla Vale, and some weird demon guy who happens to be Cosmic Ghost Rider. As Groot pulls everyone aboard, Bill says that they lost them. All of them. Corsair, the Silver Surfer, the Imperial Guard, they're all gone, and the Black Order has Thanos' body. I have failed. Star-Lord tells him to hold on a second. What does? But before he can finish, the arriving Nova Corps tells him that they are afraid that everyone will have to come with them. We have questions for all of you. Star-Lord tells him, haha, that's a big no can do. You're gonna need a warrant if you're coming aboard this ship. One of the officers says that his galactic rights only extend to the members of his immediate crew, and even then only tentatively. Star-Lord pauses for a moment and tells them, right, well, this is my crew, my new crew. Ghost Rider realizes what's coming. Wait, no, I didn't sign up to be a member of the damn Guardians of the Galaxy. But elsewhere, the Black Order returns presenting their bounty. Proxima Midnight kneels before, placing Thanos' body on a pedestal, stating that he is theirs once more. A voice calls out asking, what of the others? What of his brother? And Proxima Midnight tells them that they are dead, scattered across time. The shadowy figure says that they must find his head. He must be complete if they're going to resurrect him. And Proxima Midnight stands, telling the figure that Thanos is with his great love now. To rip him away from her would wage war against death itself. No one can defy her will. Not even you. Not even Hela, goddess of death. Later that night, Moondragon and Phyla Vale get ready for bed when there's a knock at the door. Star-Lord walks in with a set of clothes stating that he's sorry to bother. He just wanted to stop by and make sure that they had everything that they needed. He brought some stuff over. They don't have much in the way of nice things, but at least they'd have something to change into. Mostly Gamora and Drax's stuff. Still don't know sizes or that kind of thing. Phyla leans in asking if everything's okay. He kinda looks like crap, and Star-Lord stands there for a moment telling them, yeah, good night. As he leaves and walks back, he begins to see visions of what happened when Gamora killed him. And after silently screaming, he tells himself to get it together. Star-Lord continues on when he suddenly hears Ghost Rider yell, I'll kill you, you damn shrub! Star-Lord walks into the smoking room stating, come on guys, whatever the hell this is about, can we please table it for the night? I am beyond drunk and I need sleep. Ghost Rider swings at Groot, telling him to get off them. And Groot tells him, go to hell, I'm not leaving here. All the while, all the splinters Groot shaved off grow into little mini Groots shouting, I am Stab! And they start attacking. Star-Lord shouts, hey! And everyone stops what they're doing, and he asks, what the hell is going on? Why are there so many Groots in? One of the mini Groots stabs Star-Lord in the foot, and he shouts, kicking it off, asking, what is this? Groot says that these cut pieces grew into little stabby things. Groot can't help who Groot is. Ghost Rider charges at Groot, telling him that he better be glad that his horse friend is here to hold him back. I killed Thanos once, and it won't take much more to turn you into mulch. But then another voice yells, enough! and a giant dragon slams Ghost Rider into the wall. Moondragon walks in stating, "I just got to sleep! Please be quiet!" Soon the flaming skull fades, leaving nothing but Frank Castle, and he says, "Okay, I actually felt that. What the hell are you?" Star-Lord asks, "What is the problem?" Side note, who the hell are you? Frank tells him, yeah, well, you know, Ghost Rider, Herald of Galactus. It's a whole alternate future thing. And Star-Lord tells him, "Yeah, okay, that tracks. I don't like any of those things." Frank gets up stating that his problem is that his Chia Pet here seems to be on the team of Save Gamora, and he isn't exactly keen on having another Thanos around, thank you. Beta Ray Bill says that they have to save her. Gamora is a wayward soldier, but she deserves their forgiveness until she's proven unworthy of it. Groot shouts, "Screw you, Red Skull!" Star-Lord separates everyone, saying that he's not on anyone's side. People want to hunt Gamora? Go for it. You want to save her? There's the door. Just for the love of God, can we please do everything quietly? As everyone begins to leave, Groot catches up with Star-Lord, stating that they can't let that demon go after Gamora when she hasn't done anything. And Star-Lord tells him that Ghost Rider can't go after her. They are the only two people who know where she is. Besides, you can't kill someone who's already dead. Go to bed, Groot. Later aboard the Royal Shi'ar destroyer, Gladiator says that in the future, if they wish to call a meeting aboard the ship, they will do well to ask for permission. His people fished him out of the abyss, but he is not above Shi'ar law and custom, no matter who you're brothers with. A disfigured Eros turns around telling him, "I am sorry. I am grateful for the rescue, but we all must continue our mission. Thanos will be resurrected. We must not allow that to happen. We will guard this galaxy by any means necessary." As Eros' team gathers, now with the addition of Ghost Rider, who left Star-Lord's ship, he looks over to see the last member asking if killing Gamora is going to be a problem. Nebula fixes her mechanical gun arm, stating, "No, should not be much of a problem." Eros then says that the final question remains. Where is Gamora? No one, not even the Seers, seem to know her location. Nebula says that they will find her through her weakness, through her heart. They will follow that idiot boy that she loves, or used to love, whatever. Eros then asks, how will they find this boy? And Nebula says that that's easy. He can't help but stay in the thick of it. Wherever there's trouble, you'll find Richard Rider, Nova. Later in the negative zone, Hela and the Black Order appear before Annihilus, and Annihilus says that she does not want this fight. Hela tells him that they tracked what they wanted right here. Where is it? Where is Thanos' head? And Annihilus says that he mourns him. He was a worthy adversary. He shall name a son for him before extinguishing it. The black hole in its place will stand as his eternal flame, ever should it burn. Hela stops him, stating that they came for the head, hand it over. And Annihilus points back, stating, yes, his head. Annihilus gave it to the children. Proxima Midnight asks if they should kill him now, and Hela tells her no. She draws her blade, stating that Annihilus does not die today. And Annihilus lunges, yelling, "Annihilus will never die!" But Hela grabs him by the neck, stating that everything dies, especially him. She knows the exact date and time of his one true final moment. She knows who kills him. She knows how they do it. Annihilus turns to blast, but Hela cuts his arm off, stating, "Death cannot be stopped unless I stop it." Now, about that head. Meanwhile, on the southern outskirts of Sector M, Nova comes crashing into a nearby planet. Some of the inhabitants gather to see what's happening, but Nova tells them to run, now! And at that moment, he's blasted from behind. Gladiator flies down with the rest of the Dark Guardians of the Galaxy, telling him to stay where he is. They have disabled his connection to the Nova Corps. No one is coming to his aid. This is over. Just tell us where Gamora is. Nova stands up defiantly. No! And he fires a blast of his own, pushing everyone back. But behind him, Wraith walks up, binding Nova, stating that many do not know him, but he is known as Wraith. Born Kree, made more. I cannot die, I cannot tire, I cannot feel pain. I wish to do you no true harm, but you are a means to an end, Nova. I search for Null, the Exelon god. Eros promised information for the head of the Mad Titan's daughter. I will be sad to see you fall, but I will do what As Wraith electrocutes Nova, Gladiator tells him that they need him alive, and Ghost Rider adds, yeah, can we all calm the hell down here for a second? We get no information if you kill Richard Rider. Ghost Rider turns off the flames, and Frank says, look, Thanos is dropping his consciousness into a new body. Who else would it be? We don't want to kill anyone, but we have to see this for what it is. I know what Thanos is capable of. It's time to pick a side, Richard Rider. Nova looks away and then looks back, stating, I have, and he rockets into the sky. As he takes off, Gladiator tells everyone to follow, but Frank says, really? That's Richard Rider. No one can catch him, not even the Cosmic Ghost Rider. But Nebula walks up, stating that they can track him. Nova is beaten, outmatched, and cut off from his core. Where do they think he's going to go? Back on Star-Lord's ship, Star-Lord tries to get some sleep, and then there's a banging at his door. Groot begins to yell that the universe is falling apart. The galaxy! Star-Lord yells that he is dead. Go away! Whatever it is, just let it happen! Groot then says, there's been an accident. It's about your father. Star-Lord gets out of bed asking what is it, and Groot says, your dad is fine. Anyway, we have a meeting. We're going to save Gamora. We're not going to let Eros and his crew hunt her down. She is family, Star-Lord. And Star-Lord yells that she is not family. She made that perfectly clear when she almost killed the entire universe and then killed me. Now, do we want to go and defend her? I stood up for her against Adam Warlock, and yeah, guess I'm just an idiot. Star-Lord grabs his bottle, and Groot grabs one of his branches, stating, this isn't helping, and we're not asking for your permission. As everyone leaves, Star-Lord leans out, yelling, fine, but don't come crawling back to me when she sells you out to her long-lost uncle Destroyo or some crap. You don't even know where she is. It's a family secret. Groot looks back at Star-Lord. Groot will tell them. They're Guardians now. Guardians are family, no matter what. Star-Lord sighs, and then the entire ship rumbles. He runs out to the bridge asking what's going on. You're taking the ship? And Groot tells him, well, yeah, how else are we gonna get there? We can't exactly all fit on Bill's hammer. Star-Lord tells him to stop all of this right now. That's an order, this is his ship. And Groot looks back, telling him, we are relieving you of your command. Stand down now, or Groot's second officer will escort you to the bridge. Star-Lord is stunned. What? Second officer? And right behind him, Beta Ray Bill asks if he could please sit down, and Star-Lord looks back. Oh, yeah, him. He walks out telling Bill that he is lucky that he has an 8-foot-tall Asgardian horse carrying a hammer. And Moondragon says that they will need a course, Captain Groot. Where are they going? Star-Lord sighs and tells them, you're going to Half-World. This is why I didn't want to do this. Gamora's gone after Rocket. A short while later, over at Half-World, Groot tells everyone to listen up. This is their captain speaking. They're here for a reason. Let's not overcomplicate this. A lot of people are trying to kill their friend for some dumb stuff she didn't do. Bill steps out onto the ship, telling him, do not worry. We have the element of, but at that moment there's a loud katang as a bullet pings off of Bill's helmet. Gamora lowers her rifle. Surprise! And she takes aim again. But then she looks down at the corpse and she sees something coming towards her and crash! Bill's hammer bursts through the rifle and Bill says, it appears that we are unwanted here. But as the hammer begins to come back, Bill notices several small devices on it and it explodes. Bill rises from the smoke, telling him, okay, well, that was impressive. Gamora walks up asking, yeah? Then you're gonna love this next part. And at that moment, a branch reaches out, grabbing her, and as much as she struggles, she yells at Groot to put her down. Groot brings her in close and tells her, I hate this. And Gamora hugs him. I hate this too, but I've missed you. As Groot sets her down, Gamora asks, why are you here? Is this about the Thanos uploading his consciousness thing? It's an absolute fake. Groot tells her, it doesn't matter. Eros believes it and he has a team coming to kill you. The Dark Guardians of the Galaxy. We're all mad at Rocket for what he's doing. But you have my word. As soon as this is settled, Groot will come back here with you and we'll finish this thing together. As everyone gets on board, Gamora sees Star-Lord and tells him, hey. Star-Lord cuffs her, telling her, you're gonna have to put these on. Please don't make this a thing, Gamora. She says that she understands, but they all know that this is just one of Thanos' mind games, right? They're doing exactly what he wants them to do, and at that moment, an explosion goes off, knocking everyone to the ground, and from the broken hull is a Richard Rider, the Nova. Star-Lord runs over asking, what the hell happened? And Nova yells, they're coming. You have to warn, oh, no. This is bad. Right behind outside, Gladiator tells everyone that they do not have to die today. Give us Gamora. Don't be stupid. Your ship doesn't even have any defenses. Star-Lord laughs as he puts on his mask, telling them, "Ha! Take a closer look." Gladiator focuses a beam into the ship, telling him, "Gladly." Star-Lord tells everyone that they need to find a place to land. "Bill, go outside and hold them off. We're going to crash and would very much like to show Gladiator how upset you are." Gamora yells to take her cuffs off so that she can help, but Star-Lord yells back at her, "Not a chance in hell! You go to your quarters and you stay put." As Star-Lord runs off, Gamora asks, "Did he just tell me to go to my room?" Groot pilots the ship down to a nearby planet with Bill assisting in the landing. But before anyone can talk, the fighting begins. Bill throws his hammer at Gladiator, but Gladiator catches it, telling him, "This is a nice piece I'll hang on to." Suddenly, the hammer slams into the ground with Gladiator, and Bill tells him, "You can keep it as long as you wish." As the fighting continues, Gamora struggles with her cuffs, trying to rip them off. But back outside, Gladiator cracks Bill with his own hammer, telling him, "Stop playing and fight me." As Ghost Rider fights Moondragon, Phyla looks back to help, but Nebula takes a shot when she isn't looking. Star-Lord runs over to assist, but Phyla Vale rolls over, telling him that she really hates this universe. Nebula then jumps onto Star-Lord's back, ripping off his mask, telling him, "We will have her one way or another. This is just..." But suddenly she's shot off by a beam rifle and Gamora yells to get the hell away from her friends. While Bill struggles with Gladiator, Gladiator manages to hit Gamora in the leg with a beam and she falls to the ground. Nebula quickly gets up, pointing her cannon at the fallen Gamora, but as she fires, Star-Lord jumps in the way to take the hit. Gamora catches him, asking why would he do that? And Star-Lord coughs. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. She tells him to just relax and keep his eyes open. Please, look at her. But Star-Lord slumps over, unresponsive. A short while later after the battle, Bill looks down, stating that Star-Lord is beyond there, but Groot stops him, telling him that he's fine. "Peter, quit being a baby and get up." As a mini-Groot begins to kick Star-Lord, shouting, "I am Stab!" Star-Lord gasps for air, and Groot says, "See, he's fine." And Bill says that it's a miracle, but Star-Lord coughs, telling him, "It's just body armor, really." When you get stabbed through the chest with a sword enough times, you'll learn a few things. But what happened? Where's Gamora? Groot silently turns away and Star-Lord asks if she's dead. And Groot tells him, "We don't know." Star-Lord gets up, telling everyone that they got work to do. They need to find a way off of this rock. Bill then says that they may have a way. He is war-bound to a powerful ally that he can call upon in such dire need. Star-Lord stops for a moment and then asks, "You could have called Thor and you didn't?" Bill holds up a small object, spinning it, laughing, asking, "What could Thor do that I could not? Nay, we have warriors. Gamora is lost somewhere among the stars. What we require now is a bloodhound." Just then there's a flash of light and the giant dog Lockjaw steps through the portal. As Lockjaw barks, Bill pets him and says, "It's good to see you again. How is the family? Is everyone settled in?" Star-Lord asks what the hell, and Bill says that he and Lockjaw have been war-bound allies for a long time. Recently, he assisted the Inhuman family in a rather grim affair. Phyla Vale holds up Gamora's cloak, asking if he can track her with this. And as Lockjaw sniffs, he sits down and barks twice. Bill says that Lockjaw can indeed. He's also sorry about what has happened to their raccoon friend. He thought him a brave warrior and is quite saddened to hear what has... But at that moment, the tuning fork on Lockjaw's head begins to glow, and Bill says that once they leave, it is possible that Gamora may already be... Star-Lord stops him and tells him that he knows. It doesn't change a thing. Dead or alive, no one messes with the Guardians! Meanwhile, back on Leandra 4, Gladiator walks Gamora through a hall, pushing her to the ground, telling her, "Alright, let's get this over with." But then Eros tells him to pick her up. It's not her fault. There's no need to be so cruel. Eros says that Thanos never cared for her. She was always a pawn for him, something to bargain with. He made her for this moment, so that she would become him. Gamora says that she did become him. She got over it. Don't punish her because he never did. Little Titan. Eros stares silently, then turns away. Enough. Gladiator? Gladiator grabs Gamora by the head, telling her, "Gladly, I will make it quick." But just then a voice tells him that that will be enough. She will take it from here, and Hela stabs Gladiator through the back and out his chest. As he slumps over, Hela asks, "You get your power from confidence, yes? How strong are you feeling now?" Ghost Rider lunges at her, telling her, "I'm feeling pretty good myself." Hela laughs, waving her hand, telling him that she has heard of him. All that power! And with what feels like a gust of wind, Ghost Rider is stripped down to his bones, falling to the ground. The skeletal body sits back up, telling her, "Sorry, my queen." Hela looks down, telling him, "Much better. Anyone else?" Nebula scoffs, stating that they can do with Gamora as they wish, and Hela asks, "Her? Oh no. I couldn't honestly care less about you. See, this all happened too early. Thanos and I must have gone over the plan 1,000 times. Pit you all against one another so that you wouldn't see the pieces falling into place. And honestly, the girl? Do try harder. No, Thanos was always going to come back as one thing and one thing only. A Titan!" All eyes turn to Eros, and Eros yells, No, it can't be, I'm not! But at that moment, he screams out in pain as he jumps from his chair, standing up once again. Hela tells him that he was made for this. Did he really think that he lasted this long on his own? And after writhing in pain, Eros stands up straight and Thanos says, "You came for me. My death. My love." As Star-Lord and the others teleport in, they see Gamora and ask what happened. She sits among the scattered bodies, telling them that it was Eros. Thanos is back. It's over. The Black Order, they took him. Star-Lord grabs her, asking, Where? Where did they take him? And aboard nowhere, Thanos looks at his reconstructed body, stating, "This is magnificent. I am impressed." Hela says that he flatters her. She admits that it's not perfect, but then, giving life isn't exactly her specialty. Thanos begins to walk up to his body, telling her that he feels sorry for Eros. His form will not survive the transference. A pity. He was not an unworthy ally. Thanos reaches out to touch his body and the machine activates. As it winds up, there's a flash of light and Thanos opens his eyes in his own body. A few moments later, there's a flash of light and Moondragon attacks with the power of Stormbringer. Hela hears everyone stating that they can't possibly believe, but the Green Dragon knocks Hela into the pits below. Star-Lord tells everyone to pour it on. Hela will be back and they can't let this happen on their watch. Proxima Midnight grabs her black hole cannon and gets ready to fire again, but before she can pull the trigger, Phyla Vale hits her with a blast, knocking the gun over the ledge into the pits. Phyla Vale flies by smiling, stating, "Come on, don't act like you aren't impressed." And Star-Lord attacks the skeletal Ghost Rider, asking, "Where's your fight? Come on, traitor!" But Ghost Rider falls to the ground, telling him, "Please, stop! Hela's hold on me has weakened. Can't hold together. I'm sorry." Meanwhile, in hell, Frank Castle falls to the ground asking, "Where is he?" Wait, no way. Johnny Blaze walks up telling him, "You're not the king around here. You must be Frank Castle. You want a race?" Back in nowhere, Gamora cuts through another Outrider stating, "Okay, let's try this again, Dad." Gamora raises her sword as she walks towards Eros, but Star-Lord calls out asking, "What are you doing? Maybe we should look for a non-killing your uncle solution here?" Gamora tells him that this is the resurrection of Thanos. There is only one solution here. And Star-Lord yells out, "This is not the way to do it! Eros is being manipulated. If you kill him, you're just like him." Gamora tells him that that's the thing. If she'd been in his shoes, she would have killed him in a heartbeat. Gamora thrusts her sword into Eros' back, then slices her way out. Eros remains in control, asking, What is? And Gamora tells him that she is sorry. She had to. Eros looks at her. "It was me, wasn't it? Well, that's so frustratingly obvious." As Eros draws his final breath, there's a rumble and a yell. Thanos breaks out of the machine in his original body, stating, Thanos lives!" Star-Lord asks what's wrong with him, and Gamora says that the process must not be completed. He's not really in there. Hela crawls back from the pit with Proxima Midnight's cannon shouting, "You ruined him!" She fires a missile, but Beta Ray Bill hits it with a bolt of lightning, causing it to go off course straight towards Thanos. The missile hits him in the stomach, and as it begins to beep, Thanos looks at it confused. Star-Lord yells to Lockjaw that they have to get out of here, and suddenly, that missile detonates. Everything starts to be ripped apart as it's all being sucked into the black hole, including Hela. And a short, safe distance away, everyone watches as the giant celestial head is sucked into oblivion. As everyone checks on one another, Groot tells Star-Lord, "I'm sorry about the mutiny thing." And Star-Lord tells him that it's fine. he was compromised. Groot tells him, no, I wanted to make sure that we're still cool about Groot being captain, and Star-Lord tells him to just shut up. As Gamora sits there, Star-Lord kneels down asking how she's doing. She asks why did he save her? In the battle when she was down, she thought he hated her. Star-Lord sighs, stating that he doesn't hate her. He hates himself because even after everything that she's done, he loves her. Always has, even now. Not sure what that says about him though, but he needed to tell her because, well, they do almost die. A lot. Gamora tells him that she doesn't know what to do right now, and Star-Lord helps her up, telling her that it's okay. No one has to decide today. Let's just live. The next night at the Dora Maya bar, Star-Lord tells everyone that he has something he'd like to say. With Thanos officially gone, things are starting to crawl out of the cosmic swamp to fill the vacuum that he left. Could be that things are going to get quieter around here, but if their collective history is any indication, odds are they won't. Who knows what is ahead? And now, more than ever, he's damn proud to call all of them Guardians of the Galaxy. Everyone quietly stares for a moment, and Gladiator gets up telling him, sorry, but no. I'm still the Magister of the Shi'ar. Nova finishes his drink, telling him that he's actually on call right now and shouldn't be drinking. And Moondragon says that they're still in, and when Phyla Vale questions it, Moondragon gives her a stern Phyla. Nebula says obviously she, but before she could finish, Gamora tells her bye. Nebula continues to state that for what it's worth, she is sorry about. But Gamora stops her again. Bye, Nebula! Groot returns with more drinks, asking where did everyone go, and Beta Ray Bill says that there was another mutiny. And Star-Lord says, okay, so that's less than ideal. And Phyla Vale raises her hand, asking him, so what about Rocket Raccoon? Out in the deep reaches of space, the Nova Corps gets a report of a giant temple destroyer from the Universal Church of Truth that has just emerged. The command advises that they just received the largest concentration of tachyon energy ever recorded in this or any space sector. As the officers try to figure out what to do, a blinding purple light shines in and a robed man steps out. He tells the Corps to stand down. Be calm. Our path does not concern you, Nova Corps. The officers surround him, telling him that unfortunately it does involve them. They're going to need him and his men to drop their weapons and shut down their engines. The robed man sighs, telling him, it shall be recorded in our world mind that I gave you a chance. Bless you all for your sacrifice. Have faith. Turn on the engine. The guards behind the robed man tell him, have faith. And the officers yell for him to stop what he's doing but before the commanding officer could finish, the giant Ankh on the side of the cathedral lights up. Suddenly, thousands of tendrils reach out, grabbing each of the officers as they try to pull back. The commanding officer struggles for a moment, but then smiles. Faith. And begins to lift his helmet. The operator tells him not to do it or it will kill him, and the officer tells him, have faith, and removes his helmet. Meanwhile, over at Dolomayim, Star-Lord sits up in his bed telling him, you know, I gotta admit, I thought you would have taken longer to think about the whole me telling you I loved you thing. Gamora rolls over onto him, telling him, yeah, well, it's like you said, we die a lot. Why waste time, Peter? But just then there's a knock at the door with Groot yelling that they need to see this. Everyone hurries to the ship where a recording of Star-Lord's father, Jason, tells him that the Universal Church of Truth has appeared. The Nova Corps was investigating and now they're all gone. All of them. The entire Nova Corps is dead, Peter. He just ordered the Spartox fleet to get on the front lines, but if their reports are any indication, this might be the last chance that he can say how sorry he is. He'll never be the greatest father. He'll regret it for as long as he lives. But before Jason could go on, the same purple light appears and he yells, don't come here, Peter! I am sorry! Have faith. As the feed ends, Star-Lord flies over to the cathedral, telling everyone to listen up. We're going in. Lockjaw's gonna bring us into that monster while Moondragon stays here and silences everyone in case our comms fail. Groot will remain on the helm of our ship with the engines ready to go if we need to get out of there in a hurry. Everyone, get ready to get teleported by the big dog. Lockjaw opens up the portal into the giant temple, and Star-Lord looks at all of the large tubes asking, what is this? Where are we? The robed man from before tells him that this is the engine room of the cathedral, and you are welcome here. Moondragon says that there is something not right about this guy. Be careful, Peter. Star-Lord pulls up his blaster, telling the robed man, stay right where you are! Where is my father, Jason? The robed man says that they may call him the Patriarch, soon to be the right hand of our resurrected Messiah. I speak on behalf of the Universal Church of Truth. There is no need for weapons here. We are going to save you. Suddenly, the same tendrils that took the Nova Corps shoot out, grabbing everyone. And back on the ship, Moondragon's psi link is severed. Groot runs over asking what happened, but Moondragon turns to him, screaming for him to run. Back inside of the cathedral, everyone is let go as the Patriarch says, "That is enough. What you have witnessed is a glimpse into the future. The end is coming and we are trying to prevent that. It is unfortunate that we must fill our engines to resurrect our Messiah. He who will kill our final foe. He who will slay death." The Patriarch removes his hood, telling him, "That is why I sent you the message. I wanted my son to see the glory." As the hood is removed, he reveals himself to be Jason, standing there telling Star-Lord that he must rest. Have faith. Star-Lord tells him no, but as he looks back, he sees everyone else is under the Patriarch's influence. Elsewhere, Moondragon is explaining what happened to Groot, stating that she can still feel their pain. They're all that's left. She doesn't know what his deal is, but he has to help save everyone. A scratchy voice comes out. Yeah, fine. End of the world kind of cult stuff. Yeah, I'm in." A dying, decrepit Rocket Raccoon pulls the curtains back. "I mean, hell, what else do I have to lose?" Moondragon telepathically tells Rocket to show her what happened. He tells her to get out of his head. He doesn't owe her anything, and he certainly doesn't owe her an explanation for his situation. She shouts, telling him that that is enough. Their friends, his friends, are in danger. Stop being a coward and show us. And Rocket yells back, "Fine! You want to see it? You want to see hurt? I was born on Half-World, an intergalactic insane asylum built by some kind of scientist who thought a planet full of crazies was a good idea. I was bred to be a, kind of service animal, something soft to help calm the patients down. My patient, Kevix, was a war vet with a mouth like a sailor. Liked me to just sit there in his lap and watch old war movies. Kevix, he was good to me. He was the last one who ever was. Later, the scientists that founded the place all left when it got too rough. So they put the care of the patients into the hands of the robotic staff. And the robots gave that job to the animals when they couldn't handle it. As far as the actual process goes, I'll never know. But they altered my DNA somehow, evolved me into something. I always thought that maybe it was like how the Kree made the Inhumans or something. But the truth is it didn't matter. I don't look back and miss being soft. That ain't to say it was all bad. I had a lot of crazy adventures. I was a sheriff, a ranger. I made some friends, fought in a few cosmic wars. Killed a lot of bad people with an aggressively large weaponry. I was a guardian of the galaxy. I had a family. People who are good to me. But whatever was done to me, it's coming undone. My body is shutting down, rejecting whatever modifications they did. I wasn't gonna be taken care of. I wasn't gonna be soft again. So I left. And Groot scoffs. Without saying a word! Rocket begins to pour himself a drink. Where's Peter and the gang? We have a plan, or... Groot stands up and he kicks the table, shouting, "How dare you! You speak of family, yet you never answer our calls. You know that Gamora was guarding you, right? She knew that you wanted to die, but she didn't want any of your enemies to kill you first. She was gonna bury you!" Rocket asks, "Do you really think that I wanted this?" And Groot tells him, "I don't know what you want. Groot doesn't know you anymore. The Rocket that Groot knew would fight this with everything he had. He would let his family help him. He wouldn't hide like a dying cat, or I was hiding because I didn't want you to see me like this. After everything I've done for the galaxy, don't I at least get that? Don't I at least get to decide how I'm remembered?" Groot looks away, and then he turns back. "No, you don't belong to yourself. None of us do. We owe it to each other to keep going. Because you won't be there when you die. Everyone else will be. That's what family means." Rocket coughs, walking into the next room. Yeah, I get it. I already said I'd help." And Groot asks, "Where are you going?" Rocket tells him, "I can't exactly go save the galaxy in my current condition, can I?" As Rocket opens up the door to the next room, he reveals a large mechanic suit that has some familiar colors. It's a Gundam. Rocket made himself a miniature Gundam. Back in the cathedral, Star-Lord follows Patriarch, asking, where are they going? What is? But before he could finish, Star-Lord sees several tubes containing many of the galaxy's heroes, and he realizes that it's Quasar, it's Darkhawk. Patriarch says that they'll all live beyond their life essence, powering their drives. They each contain a small amount of trace psychic residue that they need to extract if they're going to kill death in their future's darkest hour. Star-Lord asks, psychic? Extracting? What the hell does it all mean? And Patriarch tells him, look, do you see it? This cocoon houses our Messiah, and once he is born, he will kill death once and for all. Star-Lord yells that the church brainwashed him. This is what they do. They always get one of these cocoons and they resurrect Adam Warlock for some mysterious, stupid reason, and then they get beat. It's always the same, Dad. Patriarch smiles. Not this time. The church has learned. You must have faith. Star-Lord asks, what's so different this time? And the Patriarch tells him, it's not Adam this time. It's not just one. But Star-Lord steps up past the original cocoon to see hundreds more cocoons, all waiting to be hatched. Patriarch explains that the universe in their time was burning. There was no heroes, no villains, no life, only ashes, as if the world had been turned off. The oceans boiled, devoid of life under a black sun, and that's when they saw it. High atop a throne of annihilation, there was death. This is the truth, and they must stop it. Do you know how we do that? How do we stop the end of the world? You must have faith. Star-Lord begins to repeat that they must have faith as he's placed into a tube, and the Patriarch says that that's right. They just needed him to understand what they are fighting, what they're prepared to do to change the future, what they must sacrifice to guard the galaxy. He's glad that they can do this together. And Star-Lord, now seemingly brainwashed, I am too. I'm just so sorry. Patriarch asks him, for what? And he looks back to see Star-Lord jumping out of his tube, punching the Patriarch to the ground. He rubs his knuckles, telling him, I'm sorry for that. And as the guards quickly begin to surround him, Star-Lord realizes that he probably should have made a plan before doing something like that. As the guards all begin to rush in, Star-Lord runs towards a closing and narrowly slides under it before the door shuts. He takes a moment to catch his breath, but when Star-Lord looks back, he sees a growling Cosmo and he asks, do I gotta fight a dog now? And Cosmo telepathically tells him, night. As Cosmo psychically attacks Star-Lord, Patriarch walks in telling Cosmo that he is a good boy. They'll take it from here. Meanwhile, on an unknown planet in an unknown sector, everyone fights off a horde of monsters with Groot yelling, I do not understand why we are here! Rocket fires into the group of creatures stating, Gamora told me all about this place one night when we were hammered. Groot shouts, you got drunk with Gamora while you were avoiding us and dying? And Rocket says, hey, when a hot, deadly green chick knocks on your door asking for a drink, what's a guy to do? I was dying, but I ain't dead. Moondragon clears another wave of monsters when suddenly she feels something in her head and yells that he's here. Everyone is lifted into the air and a voice tells them to please stop fighting. They mean you no harm. You're just scaring the pets. Rocket looks down at the young Magus, stating, look, buddy, we need your help. Back at the cathedral, the guards throw Peter to the ground, and when he gets back up stating he doesn't care what they've done to him, there's no way that he'd kill his son. And the Patriarch tells him, you're right. That is why. Behind them, there's a loud crack, and the Patriarch smiles, looking up towards the cocoon, stating that it's happening. It's time. Come along, son. From within the cocoon, the one inside begins to punch his way out, breaking off pieces to free themselves. And the Patriarch yells, this is it! Peter, behold, our Messiah, our Savior, our Destroyer. And a rage-fueled Drax stands up with Star-Lord asking, Drax, is that really you? Back on the redacted planet, Magus explains that after he was reborn at the end of Infinity Wars, he was entrusted to Gamora. After several months, it was decided that he would be better off with people that could better nurture his darker impulses. That is when he stumbled upon the good people of the Order of the Healing Truth. They were made up of former members and survivors of the Universal Church of Truth. The Order made it their mission to eradicate the harm their former cult had committed across the galaxy. As it would happen, they saw him as a part of that harm. So one night while he slept, the Healing Truth decided that perhaps he was more risk than he was worth. That due to his origins, his birth and rebirth at the hands of the church, he would grow to do more harm than good. In trying to stop him from becoming the monster that they had always feared, They created it. And then, alone in the falling ashes of the temple, the monsters came. Magus sits with everyone telling his story, and Rocket says, "The church is back. They're from the future or some kind of crazy crap. Thought maybe you'd wanna." Moondragon leans over and whispers, "Is it a good idea to recruit a kid who murdered a whole bunch of people?" Rocket leans back. "One of us is a mind reader. Why doesn't she look into his head and see what kind of a terrible kid he is?" Moondragon sits back up and Magus says, "I can hear you clearly, but you are welcome to look inside to confirm my intentions." Which Moondragon tells him, "No, I'm good." Rocket clears his throat. "Ahem. Anyway, the church is back, and I don't really care, honestly. The thing is, they've taken our friends and they've killed hundreds of people. Figured knowing your history with these freaks, you'd want to help out. But I understand if you..." Magus stops him. "Oh no, I would quite enjoy something like that. I am rather bored here." Rocket stands up. "Right, let us be on our..." But before he could finish, he falls over with Groot catching him, asking, "What's wrong?" Rocket tells him, "A suit. Get me inside the suit. Hurry." Everyone rushes outside and the suit opens up, allowing Rocket to stand on its mechanical cables, and he tells everyone that it's okay. As long as he is inside the suit, he is okay. But once Rocket is inside, there is nothing. Groot bangs on the suit, telling Rocket to answer them. The suit's auto-defense system then turns on, pointing its guns, stating, "Eliminating target." Rocket pops out of the top, telling him, "You were shaking like, well, you get it. Let's hurry up. We got a bunch of idiots to save from a dumb cult." Back at the cathedral, Star-Lord leans down, reaching out, asking, "Drax, are you in there? Hey, you remember me, right? And the Guardians?" Drax mutters, "Drax." Star-Lord laughs, "Haha, that's right! You used to be Arthur Douglas. You played the saxophone. You have a daughter that turns into a dragon." And Drax tells him, "Arthur Douglas, your friend is dead. I am Drax, the Destroyer Reborn." As Drax gets up, he grabs Star-Lord by the throat, throwing him down the steps into the pit of cocoons. Drax continues telling him, "This is the Destroyer Horde!" Just then, all of the cocoons begin to break open, with Star-Lord beginning to run through, trying to escape. But before he could get far, one of the Draxes grabs him by the leg, pulling him back. Dozens of Drax begin to punch into Star-Lord as he calls for his dad for help, but the Patriarch tells them, "Tear him apart." Suddenly, Rocket's voice can be heard. "Dragon, Magus, pour it on." Just then, all of the Drax begin to scream in pain as something enters their minds and they begin to fall to the ground. Star-Lord gets up, asking, "Do you have powers now?" And Rocket calls out, "We interrupt your daily sermon to bring you a choice. Release our friends and go home, or prepare to be boarded and have your fucking minds ooze out of your nose." Patriarch yells, "Whoever that is, you've just started a war." And Rocket laughs, "I hoped you'd say that." The Patriarch yells, demanding to know who that is, as suddenly a loud crash happens as Rocket crashes through the walls, flying Star-Lord's ship into the middle of the Drax horde. The Patriarch coughs, stating that they're such arrogant fools. What did they expect to accomplish here? What do they expect him to do? Just give up? And Magus walks out, asking, "Give up? No, not yet, but soon. I believe I'd like to see you bow." Rocket's suit gets ready to unload all of its payload, stating, "You heard the kid! Get ready to burn, you bunch of creepy death cult!" Wait, what the hell? Is that Drax? All of the Drax attack, and Magus states that there are too many of them to control. They need to... Moondragon? Moondragon walks up to one of the attacking Draxes, freezing him in place, reading his mind, and she states, "No, this isn't him. Not really. Good. It'll make burning them so much easier." She begins to rain hellfire all over. Star-Lord dodging the flames, yelling, "Hey, same team!" And once he sees everyone, he yells, "Oh my god, you guys came!" Look, Drax is back, but he's evil. The Universal Church is doing some evil cult things, and we need to get the rest of the Guardians out of here. Hang on, did Rocket build a mech suit? Does that mean? But Groot stops him. "Rocket is dying. If he's not in the suit, he dies. So yeah, pretty cool, Pete." Star-Lord sighs. "Okay, so everything's just bad then?" And Groot punches one of the Drax, telling him, "Yup." Patriarch begins to run back, telling the guards to turn the engines on, but the guards turn on him, stating, "I am not afraid." The Patriarch stops in his tracks. that voice. Magus floats behind him, telling him, "We need to talk," and he blasts the Patriarch into the wall. But back with the others, Rocket yells to Star-Lord, stating, "This is your chance! Get Gamora and the others!" Star-Lord pauses, telling him, "If I don't make it back," and Rocket tells him, Yeah, you want me to have your ship and all your stuff, now go!" Over with Magus, he lifts the Patriarch up, telling him, this church, so much pain, so much death, all in your name." He clenches his fist to squeeze the Patriarch's throat when suddenly he is shot from behind. The Patriarch falls, laughing. "Do you see it? Do you see what happened to the faithless? How do you expect to win when the entire galaxy is against you?" All the heroes influenced by the Patriarch begin to attack Magus from all angles, and Rocket and the others quickly jump in to shield him. But as Beta Ray Bill throws his hammer, he bursts through the back of Rocket's suit. All the fighting comes to a stop, and the Patriarch says, "This breaks my heart. I did not want this. These people are valiant, brave. You all have so much life in you, or rather, you did. If only your sacrifice could be enough, but fear not. Our crusade is near its end. We only have one last thing left." Star-Lord looks out the window, telling him, "You're insane! That's Earth! The Avengers will stop you! The X-Men! Someone!" And the Patriarch walks off, telling him, "The people of Earth will give theirs as all others. Guards, take him away and prepare him and the others for conversion. Start with Gamora." As the guards drag Star-Lord off, hidden from view, mini Groots begin to run in, yelling, "Stab, stab, stab!" They quickly run over to Rocket's suit and pry it open, causing Rocket to fall out. The suit warns him that catastrophic life support failure is imminent, and Rocket coughs. Yeah, well then, I guess we better hurry." The mini Groots help bring over a big gun, and Rocket begins to drag it in the direction that Star-Lord was taken. A short while later, the Patriarch begins to absorb the life force of Earth, telling them all that they will kill many this day, and there is no way around it. Because they do this so that billions more may live. They do this to banish evil from a future undeserving of his grotesque war. They are righteous because they believe, because they have faith. But just then, everything turns black, and the Patriarch asks, Did we lose power?" And one of the guards tells him, yeah, they have a visual from the engine room. As the emergency power kicks in and the screen powers up, the Patriarch can see a sickly Rocket sitting there working on something. He begins to yell out, "I will not be bested by a raccoon!" And Rocket tells him, "We met earlier when I drove a spaceship into this spaceship. Gonna be taking control of the comms for a bit because the nutty voice is getting a little annoying. But hey, I got some good news. You ain't losing to a raccoon. You're losing to an engineer!" As Rocket finishes crossing the wires, all the Guardians break free from their tubes. The Patriarch shouts, asking what is happening, and the guard at the terminal states that Rocket has reversed the polarity of the engines and he is taking over their targeting systems. Patriarch asks if they are losing power, and the guard tells him no, they're actually almost at maximum. As the ship begins to absorb the Drax and the guards, Star-Lord gets up asking Rocket, "Hey, are you okay, buddy?" Rocket hacks away, telling him, "Hey, Peter, you guys should probably get the hell out of here. I just set the ship to jump back to the original timeline in a few minutes, so..." One of the Drax grabs Rocket, holding him into the life-absorbing tendrils, pulling him back out, asking, "Do you feel it? Just give in. Give us your will to live." Rocket spits in this Drax's face. "Have that!" Drax wipes his face, asking, "How are you still fighting? You should be dead." Rocket laughs. "Yeah, well, my death doesn't belong to me. You want it? You probably need to go through them!" Rocket points, and Drax looks back to see Star-Lord and the rest of the Guardians all pointing their guns. After being shot by every weapon imaginable, Drax lets go of Rocket, but Groot quickly catches him. Rocket tells him, "You guys gotta go. The ship is about to jump soon." Groot tells him, "We are not leaving without you." But Rocket tells him, "I can't go on without my suit." And Groot tells him, "Don't worry, I am Groot." He begins to pick up and place Rocket in his chest as if Rocket was piloting him, and Rocket points his gun, stating, "Hell yeah." After all of the attacks along with Moondragon's psychic assault, Drax looks up at Rocket with all of his memories. "Rocket, you look so stupid." As Drax begins to laugh, Gamora yells that they need to not be here, and Star-Lord tells Lockjaw to get ready to leave. Patriarch pushes through his guards yelling, "No, you can't leave me! If we return without our destroyer, our future will die! We will have nothing!" As Lockjaw's portal begins to take everyone away, including taking this Drax with them, Star-Lord tells him, "You'll be fine! You guys have got faith." Patriarch shouts for him, but as Star-Lord and the others escape, the Citadel disappears, back into its own time. Billions of years into the future, the Citadel crash lands into the sea, and Death looks upon it, stating that it would seem that they have returned. Their quest across time to kill them, to kill Death, has failed. But try as they might, they now see that none may escape the inevitability of their purpose. Now and always, Thanos wins. And that's when we see the man that they were fighting against, Thanos himself. Back in the present, Rocket wakes up in a hospital bed with everyone around him. Ah, crap, you guys are still here. Star-Lord tells them that they all came to see him, and they all came here for him. Rocket looks at them all. Well, hell, way to make a guy feel sorry for himself there. While I have everyone here, why don't you all stop staring and tell me what I've been missing? Anything happened in the last year? Anything cool? Everyone thinks back to the recent Infinity Wars events. All the times that Thanos has risen, the time that the Cosmic Ghost Rider tried to kill everyone, the events of the Inhumans, Null's in there a little bit too. The Silver Surfer says that he traveled to the dawn of time and seeded life across the galaxy, only to give birth to his own home planet and then be reborn as, but Beta Ray Bill stops him. No, nothing really, Rocket. Rocket laughs. I knew it. But, you guys mind if I get some sleep? I'm drugged out of my eyeballs right now, and I don't even know who half of you are. Everyone begins to walk out, but Rocket stops Star-Lord. Not you. Can you guys stay a bit? Please? Gamora, Groot, Drax, and Star-Lord all sit around asking what's up. Rocket reaches out stating that he wanted to thank them. All of them. He promises that he'll get better. He'll beat this thing and he'll get back on his feet. There's a whole galaxy out there to guard, and he can't do it lying down. Star-Lord tells him to stop it. He can take his time, and the galaxy can wait. And there you have it, Donny Cates' run brought to its conclusion. Now, we intend on continuing with the next writer's pickup of this storyline, so if you want to see when that starts, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join us by giving this video a like. We would love for you to join the Comicstorian army, and if you want to support us even further and get early access to a ton of videos, join us at patreon.com/Comicstorian. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I really do appreciate it, and would love to see you stick around even longer. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.